Hey guys, welcome to my build sector. It's been a while, but I've got ships for you. Not all of these are going to get released today, but uh, I've got 3 for you today. Is that fair? I'll explain everything here in just a second, but first let me get a little bit of clerical work out of the way. Number 1, I will be releasing a whole bunch of D&D episodes over the course of today and tomorrow. This is because I've been playing a lot of D&D, and I've been recording it. And if you want to come hang out, it's been a lot of fun. It's been pretty interesting. But if you want to come along and check it out, it's streamed on my Twitch channel every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to come by, hang out, and join in the fun. It's been a bit of an adventure. And if you guys want to get caught up on it, all the episodes will be releasing throughout the day, so you can do that. So yeah, so far there's 5 episodes, so I think it's like 20 hours of content. Don't know if it's content you guys will like, but it's what I've been enjoying making, so I'm gonna do what I like to do, so that seems to be this thing at the moment. However, I have built a few ships. Now, I have built quite a few ships. We've got a fair number here, including a very nice one that I'm sure a lot of you guys want to get your hands on. You can't yet. However, the reason I'm not releasing some of these is because some of them aren't done. This is in a combat variant, so you can kind of see it's all systems, pretty much all systems. And I don't necessarily like it, plus it's pretty weak now, so I'm going to be redoing this one here, the Basilisk. This one here could almost be released, but it needs tweaks too. This one here, empty. It's a great shell, minus the engines. The engines need to be fixed, but it's not ready to go, and neither is the Wyvern down here. However, these 3 here are ready to go. So, I will be redoing all of these ships when the power update happens, but until then, these are the 3 that I got for you. Alright, so we'll start with the little one, and we'll slowly move our way up. So this is called the Scarab. It's available now, and it was a speed build. This was done in about 2 hours, and it's cute. I mean, it's not amazing, you know. It's literally it's a little shuttle. People on stream were asking, hey, could you build a small, like, personal transport sort of thing? And I said, you know what? Yeah, I think I can pull that off. So we've got a little one. It's got little landing gears right there, and the door is underneath. It's not much of a door because hiding rails in this thing, not a fun time, as it turns out. Not a fun time at all. So that's the Scarab. Like I said, it's got a small jump drive and a docker, and I mean, it's really just. It's for putzing around on planets, maybe like a shuttle for one of your larger ships, or exploring in your system or in a nearby system. You know, it's not really anything major. It's just cute. I was thinking of the Asp when I built it, so it kind of has a little bit of that feel to it, I think. But that's what I got here. So that link will be the first one in the description. Second one, this one I'm super proud of. Also server autosave, yay. So this is going to be a weird one, and some of you guys aren't going to like it, okay? Because of what I did. So, let me explain. This is a cargo hauler. It's not particularly fast. In fact, it's got just over 1-to-1 thrust mass before it's filled with cargo. It carries like 13k cargo. It can carry a lot more if you want to. It's not particularly strong. It's got like, it's like got 100,000 power gen, or no, 200,000 and 100,000 capacity, and I mean, it's got 133,000 shields. That's not that much. It does come in at only 110 meters though, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's got a cool design, I guess. I'm really happy with it. But the reason that I built it this way, and oh right, the other thing, it doesn't have a jump drive. Bear with me. There's a reason. Now, it does have a little room here for you to drive it, so to speak, if you want to pilot it. It's not meant to be piloted. Other than maybe like at your station to get it in the right spot. This is meant to be part of a fleet. You fleet a few of these up, load it up with your cargo, and send it to a station automatically. Once it's there, maybe it can dock up with something automatically, or you get somebody to go out, grab the stuff, dock it up for you, and that way, it's easy, no problems. That's the whole purpose of this thing. It's not to be, a jump shuttle and stuff like that. Now, when we get the reactor update, I will be adding a jump drive, possibly even a chain drive. I want to wait on that. But for the moment, it's really only meant for fleets. But I will say right now, this is the prettiest cargo bay I have ever made. So, let's go ahead and get underneath. It does also have the ability to land on planets, as you can see here. It's got landing gears. Or not really gears so much as just pylons. But it works. Oh, I missed. And so you have your loading ramp here, and I will tell you right now, this is one of my favorite cargo bays I have ever made. You got, a fair amount of space in here, honestly. And you got yourself these are small cargo bits here, with your cargo, or your locker or whatever. There's a whole bunch more down here, under the floorboards. Oop, went too fast. And that one's hooked up to that one, and then it's mirrored on the other side here. And then we have a whole bunch of rail dockers. Now, the idea was to have this for cargo pods and things like that. I kind of learned that because of the way that this door here is, it's very hard to get a cargo pod in there. This was an oversight when I was building. I'm sorry. That's just how it went. I'm not going to change it right now, but you can easily fill this stuff in with cargo spaces, and, just hook it up to the one up there. I just didn't want to do it because aesthetically it just bugged the crap out of me. Feel free to go for it, whatever. It can carry quite a lot of cargo if you want it to. But, yeah, this one's the Abith, and as you can see, if we come over here and just click the button, we've got ourselves into the main area up here. And you've got, your shields, your current location, all that stuff. Cool. So that's pretty basic. It was a really fun ship to build. This took about 3 days. Again, done on stream. So if you want to watch me build stuff like this when I get the inkling or the urge to do it, then feel free to drop by. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, you got your docker up here, and that's about all there is to the Abith. It's a very, very basic ship, but I really wanted to do something basic, especially after some of the crazy contraptions I've made with Logic. Now, speaking of crazy contraptions that I've made with Logic, the next build is very different from these two. It was a team build. This is the IFW Ori. This is a racing ship. And it was a team build between myself and Senevison, or Senevasion, or Seneki Sam, however you want to say his name, who is a phenomenal builder in his own right. But I'll walk you through the basics of getting into this thing, because it can actually be kind of tricky. It's not this side, it's the other side. Okay. So over here, you'll notice, got ourselves a little spot there. You can come through. Got gravity. Click that. It'll go back. Cool. Open up the door. In you go, and you got yourself a little bit of cargo space. It's not much, but it's something. So this is meant to be crewed by 2 people. So you have your bunk beds here. A little, table, a couple chairs, some kind of stove. You even got yourself, here, actually, I can do that. You even got yourself a little bathroom. And your core's right here. There's actually an extra build block in there for the other person if they need it. And your faction module. And you can come up the stairs. And you've got this beautiful star field with your pilot seats. So, this is meant to be, held in or whatever. But if that was all that this thing did, it wouldn't be very interesting. At least not to me. So, we decided we would, play with some stuff. So, first I'll show you atmospheric low-speed flying. We can raise the bridge. We can go to full atmospheric flight mode. And now, you have actual wings for lift and everything, and you're good to go. So this is the low-speed, in-planet, or whatever sort of flying. There's a lot of pieces that move when you do this, but it works. So, bridge is not a toggle. Atmospheric flight is. And it's still a little derpy. We tried to work out every kink that we could. It will still always, pretty much always fall in line, but it is what it is. Now, I said this was a racing ship. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on overdrive. And there we go. We got our our 3 engines running, and overdrive active. Now, this thing, we're going to go ahead and go. Actually, I'll do it without first, so we'll just, this is where I want to be. Alright, so without altering anything, just having overdrive, it moves forward, and you can kind of sit there and go, okay, yeah, it's not that fast. You're right, it's not. But there are 2 things you have to do. First off, this is meant to be driven by 2 people. One person sort of plays navigator, and one person kind of, drives. So, we have something called launch mode for this. And that requires you to go ahead and change your settings like I just did. Set it to all forward and back. You can add a little bit of rotational or whatever, left, right, whatever. That's fine. This doesn't have much. So, now, let me turn that off. So now, we move just a little bit faster. However, this thing can really, really move when it wants to. So we have a top speed on my server of 225. This thing has a secret weapon to make it fly. Mind you, it is at a total thrust mass ratio of 2.5, which is, that sweet spot. It has full overdrive. But it also has, let me go ahead and go into lighten mode here, so you guys can see. It has 1, 2 push drives hooked up to a clock. This thing moves faster than you would have. I mean, this is ridiculous. So, I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. On 1, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the push acceleration and hit the W key. And you guys can see just how fast this thing will get all the way to the top. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Done. Quite honestly, this thing is... I honestly think this is the fastest ship of its size in the game currently. And it can be yours. Again, download link in the description. This was a really fun one to build. There is quite a bit of empty space. Actually, I mean, there's not a huge amount, but I purposely left empty space in here. We wanted as much as we could because that reduced mass. This is a precursor sort of thing. This is our first little bit that we're planning and our test ship for what could potentially become a long-range race. This ship doesn't have jump drives because it's a racer. The idea being that you actually drive between planets, etc. So this is our first test. I would love to see anybody else come up with more of these sorts of things. We're really looking forward to it. Again, it'll happen after the power update, but you can do a lot of that work on the shells now, which would be really cool. Anyway, so that's sort of the whole spiel. Those are the 3 ships for today. I hope you guys like them. I really enjoyed building them. Upcoming will be the Basilisk here, which is kind of a really pretty heavily armored and heavy ship. We have the Siren, which is, she's cute. It's a little ion frigate meant to sort of strip shields and annoy the crap out of your enemies for a while. the Chimera, which is going to be an up-front blunt fighter. And then we have the Wyvern down here, which is a high-speed Corvette that I have a few ideas for it, and we're going to see what we can do with the chamber system or the power system when that hits. But I've got a few ideas for this one. I also have a few other ships that are in the works for sort of different style factions, and I hope you guys like those when they finally get released. In the meantime, like I said, I'm streaming. Tuesdays is D&D, and then the rest of the week is, well, whatever I damn well please. I will admit, I've been hitting a bit of burnout lately. I haven't been getting, nothing's really sort of solidified in my mind as to what I want to build lately. So suggestions are welcome, and it always helps if you guys want to see more ships to come by the Twitch channel, because that's where I do most of my building, and having you guys there to keep me going really, really does help. So I hope you guys enjoy. That is the Scarab, the Abith, and the Ori, and I hope you guys download and enjoy. Leave a review on them if you like them or didn't. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Regardless, I'll see you around, and yeah, see you next time.